Hello and welcome back to Bump Love. This week we are at Aqua Wellness Spa at Skyz Hotel, Naguru. And we are so happy to be here because we recognize that mom's exhaustion is real.
Yeah.
And because of that, Bump Love, in partnership with Aqua Wellness Spa, ran a campaign to reward an exhausted mom with a free spa treatment session. We are so happy to have the winner of that spa session with us here today as a co-guest host.
Yes.
We're so happy to have you, Fiona Okiror.
Thank you.
So Fiona was nominated by her friend, Patricia Apolot. And today we would like to discuss everything to do with self-care, pampering, and wellness. And to start that conversation off, ladies, what are your thoughts on wellness and spa treatments and all the shebang? Is it a luxury or a necessity?
Good question, but first, you have very good friends, Bambi. May we all have thriving relationships where we are nominated and we win free things. Congratulations to you again.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, I feel like it's both. I feel like it's both. Yeah, it's one of those things that you take on if you have a bit of money, you have saved up a bit of money, and if you are deliberate about your wellness, then there are certain things that you will do to take care of your body and to take care of your health. This, I feel, for me is like a rich people thing. And rich people like that. It's like I have a master. Hey, rich people, I love you very much, and maybe one day I will be rich also. Yeah, I mean, the amen to that. I mean, I feel like there are some people who would look at this and say, oh, look at their white robes. Can I afford that? It looks so expensive. Look at the cups we are using. But the truth is, if you prioritize it, then you will spare some money for it, just like anything in life. Not to mention that there are other ways that you can take care of your body and prioritize your wellness. So I feel like it's a bit of both. But since becoming a mom, and working for a few years, I think before the show we were talking about, our producer was saying how he works so hard and he doesn't have the time to actually enjoy himself. I feel like you can get into the motion of things. You're a mother, you're working hard, you're trying to make ends meet. That these things, they look like you're even wasting time. And I think which is the purpose for the show today, to say that you work hard, just spare some time for yourself to come and indulge. You know, you deserve it, you know. And we've talked about mom guilt before on the show, where you're constantly working. Your kids need you, the father of your children needs you, your family needs you, that you forget that you also need rest. So I kind of feel like it's a bit of both.
I think it all comes down to the financial, but if you actually go through the benefits of spa treatments, of body scrubs, let me tell you, even just walking into, like when I left the Kavuyo of Kampala, and I just walked into the wellness, I felt rejuvenated, even without anything happening. The music, that was thing, the ambience. I swear, actually, what I've decided, I'm not just be coming here, I just walk through and in January, like I used to have this thing in January, like when it would be so hot, I would enter Game or ShopRite, just to be there for some time.
For some S.
Just walk through. I'll come out and I feel cool, cool down, I enter my car had no AC though. So I'll just enter, I'm like, it's what I felt when I entered here. So I honestly, just 5 minutes, I just ask some questions around
sit down.
Then when I have money, I will come. And I say today I've come for this. But I think it's just an expensive luxury. But I also feel that there are alternatives maybe that you can do. Maybe not as effective, because one of the things I really like about here is like that whole, like just spending time with yourself. No phones. Nobody can communicate with you. You're there like an island. And you block off the world literally, and all its demands and the problems. So necessity, but you need some money.
So I used to feel like it's really expensive, especially before we had the conversation last year on self-care. I don't know if you guys remember it. And I realized that I never ever had self-care for me. I never ever did anything for myself. And so I decided to be really intentional. And so I actually have a weekly spa at home.
Oh, great.
Because I know, so I come to places like Aqua Wellness, like once a quarter after you have kind of collected yourself as a reward for myself. I'm just like, oh, the quarterly goals, you've hit them. Jan, you've hit your main goal. Feb, you've hit your main goal. Right? You deserve this, because the truth is, yes, we say we shouldn't have mom guilt, but it exists. Like, it's here with us. So I feel like I need to reward myself. I need to earn it. And when it comes to earning, it's like when you have a wedding and you're the matron and you have to dress up. I'm like, now what if someone had called me to be their matron? So since they've not called me, that money, I am putting it in what? In myself. I remember there's a quote that I had that says, do not wait until you're on your deathbed to remember to live your life. And I said, it's so true. Do you know how many people on their deathbeds are wondering what more they could have done with their lives? So in my mind, I'm like, no, let me do these things. So that by the time God has called me, I'm just like, Mukam. Really, I finished living that life. I've finished it. Really, honestly, I have. So, but I do weekly spas at home. The children are aware. Sunday evening, stay that side with your father. I close the door. I switch on the heater. I caress my body. I talk to it. Nice. I massage. I keep quiet. I put relaxing music. I am in my own spa, because I know when you guys taught me that thing of self-care, I remember another quote that I read was, create a life you won't want to run away from. So I said, I'm going to do this. People, let me tell you, this white robe, mbotofu, is the same price as any other robe.
True.
Yeah. So you just pick the white robe.
And take it home.
Where the white towel is the exact same price as a pink towel, a red towel, a green towel, a flowered towel. So auntie, you're going to use it once in a while. You're not using it every day. We're just using it for our spa day. Is it? Pick the white towel. Get small face cloths. Pick them also,
Roll
500. Roll them nicely. On Sunday evening, put your candle, switch it on. You can even get these fake candles so that your candles don't run out. Get the fake candles, 3 of them a set, 30,000. Put there, light, enter, remove your robe, see yourself in your full nakedness, and just, for lack of a better word, adore the body, the vessel that is helping you live.
I like that.
Absolutely. True.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I think for me, at first I thought it was a luxury, because oftentimes you're like, let me just go and work, come back home, do the rest of the things, and when you see someone going for a spa, you're like, ooh, why is this person wasting a lot money. A lot of money? Not until yesterday when I really experienced this, and I was like, God, what have I been missing? Just getting out of a space and coming to a space that is quiet, listening to the music, giving yourself that whole attention made me to realize that this is a necessity. And I think every woman, every person should actually be able to,
experience
this.
One, I disagree. I don't think.
She's rich. These are happy. Sorry, go on.
Okay, first of all, I don't think wellness or treating yourself good is expensive. Because of the work that I do, it means I meet with people from different walks of life. And I realize, like you see my employees, they have their progi. They have their spa places. They have their massage places of 10,000, 30,000. So it's just about picking the level that works best for you. Maybe dialing back to Manuela, because I think I've said it before. I'm not very comfortable with females like touching or groping my body. So I cannot go to most of the spas in Uganda. Yes. That said, am I allowed to speak of okay, there is another spa in Uganda that has men who do massage. And it's the truth. Very professional. So, I mean, if why am I saying this is that everybody should just find the place that gives them peace. And if you find that female massages turn you, they just, it's also okay to try something else, and nobody will be judging.
Yeah. But now I think you should have told us that information, like in our WhatsApp message, because now husbands are going to look for that place and shut it down.
No, very professional.
They're going to shut it down, those men, our men.
Of course, I can't say their name, but it's very
professional.
professional.
They're not going to look for that place. Oh dear.
I've never understood that men are okay with females massaging their bodies. They are not okay with men massaging their bodies. So
They are not.
same. That's life.
You don't understand it, get out of here.
Exactly.
Forget about it.
So we need to demystify the fact that taking care of yourself or going to the spa has got to be a really, really expensive venture. You just have to fit within your
means.
your means. About doing all these things at home, I know there are lots of people who get that sense of, you arrange your things. I'll tell you this, I have white robes, I have white towels, I have white...
I'd also rather go to a spa.
I buy all these things and I just leave there like for decoration. Then soon they expire and my sister comes and throws everything out. So
I really do indulge.
Which reminds me, I have like, a natural hair movement.
Yes.
But my plan initially was to be doing by myself at home. But as they are in a Kavera, I lift them like this and carry to the salon.
I know, right?
I think you need to know what works for you.
True.
You need to know what works for you. While you're on the budget conversation, if your budget is zero, try home.
That also works as well. But that said, you had to go back to work when your baby was still very young. Can you give us some insights on what that experience felt like?
I think for me the experience was a wonderful one, but at the same time tricky one in so many ways. A wonderful one is at my workplace where I work, I was given a 6 month of leave, paid leave. And the 6 people, yes, 6 months.
Dear Ugandan employers.
I do work with an organization called Imagine Her, and through Imagine Her, I got an opportunity to work with a UK-based organization called Hello World, and there's this lady.
So employees, let's talk to the employees now. Work with UK-based.
So this lady, she's called Catherine, very passionate about women, very passionate about supporting and uplifting women, and the time when I got pregnant, I felt like, oh my God, I've just gotten a new opportunity and here comes a baby. How am I going to hold these things together? How am I going to move up and down? Because with the kind of work that I was getting into, it required a lot of travel. It required being away from home for a very long time. And I kept on asking myself, how am I actually going to do this? But just having good employers walking the journey with you, holding your hand, supporting you through the journey was one of the best things that actually happened to me. And throughout my pregnancy time, I remember in 2019, I was able to work up to the last minute. Just imagine when time came for me to give birth, I was on my phone and texting and telling guys, you know what, I'm not going to make it for work. And that's how I was able to, get through. But that said, when I was given, a 6 month of leave, and it expired, and I was like, now
eventually.
the baby,
now what?
I need to go back to work and I need to leave the baby. But of course I was given still another opportunity to choose, should you go with the baby or should you leave the baby to stay back? And I tried it. I tried to go with the baby up country to do some some work, but it wasn't easy because at the end of the day you need to prepare food for the baby, you need to do work, you need to do this, and it was really, really very complicated. And I had to make a decision to leave the baby behind. And for me, I think what really worked for me was having an amazing husband that really embraced it through and said, you know what, Fiona, your career doesn't have to stop because of, you know, a baby. You need to move on. You need to actually be able to stand and shine as a person, because yes, the baby has come. You've done your part. What next? You need also to shine. You're not going to stay back, you know, home. And just having a husband that supported me through and said, I'm going to stay back at home and take care of the kids. I'm like, wow. And for me, that was a
Mr.
big
Okiro.
win. It was a big win for me because it gave me an opportunity to go to the field. But also, of course, as I was, you know, doing a lot of work in the field, I kept on having mixed emotions, being away from the children, yet at the same time you want to do work. It was quite a little bit challenging, and oftentimes with the work that I've been doing, it's so hectic. You know, we work with refugees in Naki Valley and also some districts in the rest of Uganda to build digital hubs that promote digital education. So this requires you to be out of home for quite maybe a month or 2 months. And as a mother, you know that attachment to have with your kids and your family, and you're like, you know, I need to work, I need to be here, I need to be at the same time at this place. For me, I think it was a hard one. And most of my friends, I've actually lost, you know, friends, because you have to do a lot of work, you have to juggle here and there. But then at the end of it all, I kind of felt like, God, I need a break. I need to, I need to, you know, put myself together and make myself to be well, even amidst the work, amidst, you know, everything. And just getting an opportunity with Patricia to nominate me for this, it was an opportunity that I just needed the most, because for the past 3 weeks I've been in western part of Uganda, selecting communities that we're going to work with, and just know, waking up every morning till evening, you're in the community and getting back. You don't have time for yourself. You don't have that time to relax. But what you need to do is to make sure that you accomplish some of the things that you have, and just getting off that, you know, zone and coming back to this place and getting that opportunity to have a wellness for yourself is something that I needed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think I kind of feel like moms who work with vulnerable people, it's more than just work. It goes also with heart, with mind. It's not just a job. You know, you put in everything. So the exhaustion kind of like doubles. So would like to say thank you for the work that you do for the refugees.
And you really deserve this.
You did.
Thank you. Yes. Okay, now Fiona, what I wanted to ask is, could you take us through the experience of, as Pumla says, when you walk in? The truth is, when you walk in, you know that community smell, and then all the lights are low. Okay, that's where I stop, because the massage becomes a problem. But now maybe you could just explain to us in detail how it felt.
Oh my God, let me start by saying the experience was amazing. You know, from the word go, in terms of calling, the hospitality, the lady that called me and was like, hey Fiona, you're booking for an appointment at this time and this time, you know, for me that alone was superb for me. And just walking into Aqua Wellness and the hospitality, the welcome, the comfort that I was given even before going to, you know, the treatment was amazing. And I remember the lady that worked on me, she was Sarah. Sarah was awesome. Before she actually took me through, I told her, Sarah, you know what, this is my first time to experience this. And I was like, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know what to expect. And she really took time to take me through, you know, explain step by step in everything that happens, what treatment do we use, what scrub options do we have. And for me, that alone gave me an experience to choose what I really wanted. And yes, because oftentimes, you know, when you go to places, people don't give you options to choose. They tell you we have this, and at the end of the day, you opt by going with, you know, by that. But just walking into Aqua and having Sarah explain to me bit by bit on all the treatment options that were there was amazing. And guess what? When they took me to the room, I was like, my goodness, what is
Rooms like this.
the light, the aroma. But the other thing was the music.
Yes.
I realized the music was a treatment of its own.
Yes.
You know? Because oftentimes as mothers, we are surrounded by so many things, so many loud voices. Wow,
Mommy, mom.
you know?
Breaking glass.
But just getting into this room and there is a slow music, slow music, and you just close your eyes. Guess what? There's a point I slept off. And
Yes, that's
Sarah's
a
like,
good
hey
one.
Fiona, we are going to the next stage, you know. For me, that alone was superb. I felt like my whole body needed this, you know, someone to really support you through and go through the scrub right from the feet, the hands,
And they
the
scrubbed you.
body. Yeah.
Did they give you a disposable panty? Yeah, I like that part. Yeah.
They did give me, you know.
Yeah.
But just getting someone to scrub you slowly, tenderly, and you being able to feel like you're cared for is something that is really, really amazing.
Yeah.
And the other part that I loved most was the steam. Now, I actually got scared a little bit, and I feel like, oh my God, when I walked in here, I'm like, God, will I really survive?
Yes.
Will I really survive? And the moment I just walked in there, I started sweating. And you know, oftentimes people get basins and hot water from home, and they kind of
their faces.
and they cover themselves with a blanket, and they want to steam just to make their pores come out. For this one, the moment you just walk in,
Your entire body.
it's just wow. And I was like, my goodness, where have I been wasting time, you know, putting a blanket and a basin to steam myself? Where have I been, you know, wasting my time to do this? But just experiencing that was something amazing. And guess what? The other part I loved most was the shower.
That's what I was going to say.
After the scrub.
That shower was awesome.
Yeah.
Water pressure.
I don't know. I actually before
Water pressure.
I need to go back with I need to go back with that scrub that they gave me. There's that scrub that you use for scrubbing your body.
But it doesn't work the same when you're at home.
You have to come to Aqua.
You know, the scrub itself was smooth and it was tender. At first when I used it, I was like, won't it damage my skin?
Yes.
But then as I continued using it slowly by slowly, it was so smooth. Guys, the experience was just wow. It's just what I needed. And each time I was just in the shower, I actually moved with my young sister. She escorted me. I was like, Faith, do you want to go in there? If I had the money, I would actually pay for you to go in, because the whole experience was just wonderful. And when I got out of the shower, the other part was the battery. When you know, when they were smearing the whole.
After you shower.
Yes.
Excuse me, this is Aqua Spa. Yeah, how it's done.
You wonder that you go
For men.
We are at Aqua.
We're at Aqua Wellness, please.
They butter you.
Pumla, you
After
can
the
change the
shower.
most beautiful thing about.
After the shower, I actually felt, I was like, oh, I didn't move with the smearing oil. What am I going to do? And the lady just told me, you know what, Fiona, just go and have a cup of tea, relax a little bit. After a cup of tea, you'll come back and we'll go to the next, you know, next session of the buttering.
As in they butter you. Bojo.
And a spa. Yes, and for me, that point, I was like, God, these places, have they really been there? You know, and you know, and I'm like, God, this is amazing.
It is.
It's amazing.
I see depression. Like, I mean, you guys have seen me go through that because I didn't prioritize self-care. And I guess, yes, a lot of other things, but I feel like if I had had that time to recharge, rejuvenate, I could have thought about certain things clearer, and so I wouldn't have gotten into the depression that I did. So yes, apart from burnout and looking old, there's that deep dark hole that we enter as moms. It's this never-ending cycle called life.
Yes.
And we need to live life. Like I said earlier, man, that quote really hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yes.
You shouldn't wait for your deathbed
Yes.
to remember to live life. It's just, it's not okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. And also like on a literal, on a real scientific basis. I was reading somewhere and a study was done. A group of people were taken to a spa, like a 2-day spa. And then their levels, like they had clinical tests done before they went for the spa and then after the spa. And it was noted like between 7 and 10% decrease in cholesterol, in toxicity levels, sodium in their bodies, chemicals that cause obesity, fluid, excess fluid, you know, like remove of excess fluid, and there was something else, blood pressure, reduction in blood pressure. So even from, so much as it's great for mental well-being, it's also great for physical well-being as well, yes. So, and if you take care of your body and your mind together, then you become a holistically, a good human, good person. So that's something that you'd miss. It's like a real holistic experience for you. It seems like it's just an hour, 90 minutes, you know, but what it 120 minutes, yes, but what it does for your body and your mind and your soul inside, you have no
And I
idea.
think because it taps into like literally all the 5 senses.
This is true.
You get the
Not even,
mint.
it really does.
So like now you who does in your shower at home, you might have like 3 of them, but then the light is too bright, or the Biancas are of Blake is pinching me. But this thing just seems to, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're feeling, and how did Mr. Okiro, the very good Mr. Okiro, there's a way the body be smooth. Tell it.
Let me serve it for another day.
We don't want to embarrass Mr. Okiro.
Thank you, ladies, for sharing your insights on wellness and self-care. And again, congratulations to you, Fiona, and thank you for joining us this week on the show. So even you can have a refreshing and rejuvenating and relaxing experience at the Aqua Wellness Spa. And if you want to check out all their packages, all their treatments, you can visit their social media platforms, Aqua Wellness Spa. And please remember to share your experience when you do come. So until next time, with love from Bump Love. Bye. For the month of March, Bump Love is giving an opportunity to women-led businesses and businesses targeting women to advertise on our online platforms at a discounted rate. For more information, please call the number that appears on your screen.